Hello and welcome to my unboxing of the Deep Purple BBC Sessions 1968 to 1970. Now, this is a 2011 box set, and I've been eyeing it for years and just never got around to getting it. But for some reason, I don't think it's been reissued because the date still says 2011. But for some reason, it seems to be a little more available online these days. So this is, as the title indicates, the first time Deep Purple's surviving BBC session recordings have been rounded up, cutting their first session even before their debut Hush was released in the summer of '68. The band were frequent visitors to the BBC studios over the next 2 years. Several of the versions have never been issued before. Others were never recorded elsewhere. The material ranges from energetic guitar-heavy versions of early tracks through to a blistering set from the monumental In Rock album. This 2 LP, 2 CD box set includes a detailed booklet with full session details and history. So this is great. I love this era of the band. I really do enjoy Mark I and Mark II, particularly the early part of Mark II. We have Hush, One More Rainy Day, Help, and The Address, Hey Bop a Rebop, Emeretta. I love Emeretta. Wring That Neck, Hey Joe, It's All Over, The Painter, Lelania, another version of The Painter, I'm So Glad, and Hush. That's on the LP, and the CD is the same the same songs, but they also have the addition, I think, of maybe an interview or two. Let's see. CD1. Interviews, Brian Matthew interviews with Rod Evans. And on CD2, they have an interview. Brian Matthew interviews John Lord. Now, that's Mark I on LP1, CD1. On LP2, CD2, we have Mark II, 1969 to 1970. And they do Ricochet, which was an early version of Speed King. Bird Has Flown, Speed King, Jam Stew, Hard Lovin' Man, Bloodsucker, Living Wreck, Black Knight, Grab Splatter, Into the Fire, and Child in Time. I really love the version of Child in Time on this. And if I haven't mentioned it before, I also really love the song It's All Over from Mark I. So let's get to the actual unboxing here. I have my trusty X-Acto knife to start the process. Perfect, that's all you need. Maybe not. This is sort of hung up in delivery for a while, so I'm glad this arrived. It's Friday evening, and this is a great way to kick off the weekend. So here, this is the booklet. I'm looking forward to reading through this. Great. Like I've listened to it online, well, mainly elsewhere on YouTube, and it sounds great. But I'm looking forward to hearing it through my system versus streamed through my TV. So here's the 68 sessions with Mark 1. Look at Ian Pace. He was probably like 19 or 20 at that point. Just a kid. There's side 1. Side 2. And this looks nice and flat. I believe this is 180 grams. This is quality stuff. Yeah, so like I say, I've been eyeing this for quite some time, and I'm really glad to get it. So after this evening, this is Friday evening, so I'm going to go listen to this, and then tomorrow morning I will finish up this video, reflect on what I've heard, and then give you my take. I've never seen not the most flattering photo of Ian Gillan ever, or for any of the members. Quite frankly, that's a brutal photo, but not a very common one. I haven't seen it before. File under pop groups. Yeah, I love this version of Child in Time. There's a quite the reverb. I don't know what they had Ian singing through, but it's different and it's enjoyable. So you can see how nice and clean that is. Got to clean it off though. Large pieces of dust. Perfect. It's amazing to hear the band this early on in their career. Like I say, I have a real soft spot for that 1969, 1970 period. And we have the 2 CDs. So here's a 68, 69. The 1969, 1970. So put those back in there. Uh-oh. Mark II. Mark I. The booklet. And the top of the box. I love this packaging. Quality stuff. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go listen to this, and when you see the next bit of this video, I'll fill you in on my thoughts. Okay, so I'm back. I've had a chance to listen to the box set once, all the way through, and I love it. I've been eyeing it for years, and I'm really happy to finally have it. So we'll talk about it a little bit more. Off the top, I'll say this is a box set for more serious Deep Purple fans, and most likely, I can't say definitively, but it's probably not for casual fans. It was recorded for radio in the late 60s, so it's not audiophile quality. Some of it, the early part is in mono, and then there's some stereo later on. We get to hear songs in various stages of creation. For instance, Hey Baba Rebop becomes The Painter, Ricochet becomes Speed King. And we also get to hear songs not recorded in the studio at all. For instance, a really great cover that Mark I does of It's All Over, which was recorded by Benny King in 1964. So that's all stuff that fans, serious fans, love. If that appeals to the casual fan, absolutely, but there you go. This is a well put together set. Simon Robinson, that's right, of the Deep Purple Appreciation Society Robinsons, worked behind the scenes on this and also penned the liner notes. And the liner notes are just great. I mean, he brings his archival level knowledge to this. And so we're down in the weeds with accuracy, and it is great, just great. So a little bit more about the music. They were recorded live in the studio, in some cases, well, just before broadcast. So they're not actually like live shows that were broadcast live on the air. They were recorded live in the studio, but before broadcast. And this would allow for some overdubs. And we hear that in a couple cases of a second guitar part. What makes this great is that it even exists at all. The BBC had a habit of reusing tapes and or destroying sessions like these. And we see in the liner notes that there were other sessions. Let me see if I can find that here. See, like missing this kind of stuff. There were other sessions that were recorded, but the recordings of those have just been lost to time. But what we do get to hear is just the development of the band from like the earliest performances. So Hush, before that was even released. One More Rainy Day, Help. And we hear the developed confidence and the power of the band right through to the end. And it's just a really fascinating listen, right through to Into the Fire, Child in Time. And this is all within the span of like 2 years. It's crazy how much the band evolved. So my only, and this is only a minor quibble, it would have been nice to have the in concert 72 recording as part of a larger BBC package. But that's never going to happen. But at least we can hear all the surviving radio sessions. So basically, just to reiterate, I love the set and highly recommend it for any serious fan of the band who doesn't already own it. It's particularly the combination of the music and the liner notes by Simon Robinson. It really makes for an engaging experience if you sit down and listen to the music and just read the notes. It's fantastic. And the CDs contain the same music, the addition of one short interview in this one on session, the 68 sessions. There's an interview with Rod Evans. That's like 1 minute and 27 seconds. And on the second one, there's just a 1 minute and 35 interview with John Lord. That's the only difference between the CDs and the records. So I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and mini review. I'm not going to get down into the weeds because chances are if you're watching this, you're in the weeds already. If you like this video, please subscribe or give it a like. I think there's some sort of notification buzzer you can hit. Try to find that. Tap it.